Hi guys, so today we're going to be doing a fill on my nails. I'm going to be using the Madam Glam Builder Gel. This is the first time I've used this, so it's going to be kind of a first impression on that. I went ahead and removed the polish and the bulk of the gel on my nails that I already had, and I cleaned up my edging and did all of my prep work that I need to. I did go ahead and remove any buildup that I had around the cuticles, and I am going to be using some alcohol just to make sure that I got rid of all of the dust from filing my nails down. Now, if you're doing a fill at home, you can, of course, go ahead and remove some of the length if you need to and fix the shape. Mine are pretty good. They're only about a week old, so I don't really need to do that. At the very end, I will go ahead and perfect the shape, but for right now, this is fine. So I am going to be using a dehydrator and primer. The dehydrator and primer system that I'm using today is Tones. I'm going to be starting with this hand here, so I'm just going to do this one. I'm not going to be covering the entire nail, just where I have the new growth, which is right at the base. And again, that was Tones Dehydrator. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with the primer. I am carrying in my Sun UV lamp today. You'll want to make sure that you adjust your curing time to whatever lamp you're using, depending on the manufacturer's recommendations. So now that we have our nails prepped, we have the dehydrator and primer to make sure that we had good adhesion. So with Madam Glam, you do use the base gel as part of their system, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to be working in a thin coat all the way to the base of the nail and then pull forward. And I'm going to make sure to cap that end. Once you've got the base coat on, go ahead and cure that in your light. So the builder gel that I have is light beige, and this is what it looks like before I apply it, just to give you guys a sense for the consistency of it. So it's quite thick. I am going to try to use the brush that's on here to apply it, but I do have my gel brush off to the side if I need it. So I'm just going to show you guys on a couple nails, and I'll move you in. So I have some on my brush. I'm not sure how much this particular product moves, so I'm going to start with a fairly small amount. And then because this is a fill, I'm going to start at the base of my nail and then just kind of pull forward. And I'm going to build this slowly up because I haven't worked with this particular one before. I don't know how much it moves. So for that first coat, I'm just going to do that. And I'll go ahead and do that to the other nail. So again, I'm going to place the gel at the base of the nail and work on that cuticle area, making sure not to touch any of the skin on my sidewall or cuticle area, and then I'm just going to pull that forward. That's a very pretty color. And so what I'm doing is I'm just taking my brush and kind of pushing it back and forth to get that line right up to the cuticle, but not on it. So just like that, I'm going to take my builder gel and I'm going to just touch down right before the cuticle area. I'm going to push that back, kind of wiggling it to get that nice line, and then I'm going to pull forward, making sure to get my sides. And I'm not worried about building up the body of the nail yet. And you can see me kind of wiggling it back and forth, just making sure I get into all those little areas, but not touching the skin on the sidewall or the cuticle. So that's what it looks like so far. I'm going to go ahead and pop that into my light. Go ahead and cure it for 15 seconds in my Sun UV. Of course, if you're using a UV lamp, you're going to need to do that longer and adjust it according to your lamp's needs. and then I'll meet you guys right back so we can start building up the actual nail. So here are the nails right out of the lamp. I'm going to go ahead and start building up the actual shape of the nail. I really don't have to add too much since this is just a fill. There was already gel on my nails. So I am going to try though to build up my apex a little bit. And so far I found that this gel works pretty good. It's self-leveling nicely. The consistency is easy to work with. And I'm not having trouble with it running all over the place even though it's really warm today here. Today it's almost 90 degrees, we're just under. So I'm just using that brush to kind of float it. I find myself with this brush painting it more like a polish than I do working it like a gel. So usually with the gel, I kind of move it around and back and forth and back and forth. With this one, I find myself kind of putting it where I need it and then pulling it and kind of gliding it, which seems to be doing a pretty good job since it kind of self-levels. So that's what I have so far. And I really do like that color. It gives a nice, almost baby boomer nail. So I'm just going to do that again to all the nails, and then I'm going to pop it back into the light and see if I need to add any more. But like I said, the shape's pretty good. I don't want to get it too thick on the end. So that's what my tip looks like so far. So I'll just keep building those up and then I'll meet you guys back. So you want to make sure if you get anything on your cuticle or skin area that you clean that away immediately before you put that into the light, just to ensure that you don't get any lifting. So that's what it looks like with the second coat. I'm going to go ahead and put that into my lamp. So here they are after the second coat. I really like that color. It just looks so pretty and natural. So at this point I'm just going to look at my nails and decide whether or not I need to add anything. If I do, I'm going to go ahead and do that third coat. If not, I'll leave it. I'll let you guys know when I come back. I did go ahead and apply a third coat of that. It was just a very thin coat just to kind of even things out. I'm going to go ahead and pop it into the light and do a final cure, and I'll meet you guys right back. Okay, so I went ahead and cured that. I'm going to go ahead and remove the tacky layer. I'm using rubbing alcohol in it. So here's what they look like after I've taken off that tacky layer. You're going to go ahead and want to file, shape, and buff these. I'm going to finish my other hand, file, shape, and buff all of my nails, and then I'll meet you guys back with the final look. So I went ahead and filed my nails. I'm just going to go ahead and clean them off real quick with some rubbing alcohol. I'm just making sure that there's no dust on them for when I apply my top coat. So here's what they look like so far without top coat on them. I really do enjoy the color. I'm going to go ahead and use the Madam Glam top coat. So if you get anything on your skin, go ahead and make sure you clean that up before you pop it into the light. And you can go ahead and put that in your LED or UV lamp to cure it. So once you've cured the top coat, go ahead and remove the tacky layer. I'm using rubbing alcohol again. This is 90%. You can pick this up at any pharmacy. Most stores carry it. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure to remove all of that sticky layer. So here's the final nail design. I hope you guys enjoyed the demo. I will go ahead and run through the items that I used for today's tutorial. So I used the Tones Primer and Dehydrator. I'll leave the link down below for these, but you can find these at Tones' website. I also used the base coat of Madam Glam, and I also used their top coat. And then of course I used the builder gel, which looks like this, and again the color that I used is light beige. They do have two other colors. I don't know if they're sold out. Last time I looked they were, so you may have to wait for those to come back in stock, but I will go ahead and link that down below for you guys. I really did like this product. I felt like I was able to have really good control over it. The consistency was very nice. There is not a strong crazy odor. Once I got used to the brush, I was able to maneuver it really well and get it around in the corners. I didn't have it moving around or slipping on me or going where I didn't need it. And then, like I said before, it is really hot here where I am. and I still didn't have issues with it running too much. Sometimes when builder gels or gels in general get hot, they start to move and slip on you, and this did not do that at all. I had plenty of time to work with it before it started moving, but it did still self-level, which I really liked. I did not need to bring out my brush to work it. I was able to do it just fine with the brush that they provided. I don't know that I would use this to do a full nail, like build with a form, but doing it over tips like I did today just to do a fill, I think they came out really pretty, and I really like the color and that it's a little bit sheer so you can see that natural tip that I have underneath there. So again, very impressed. I really do enjoy this. I think it's well worth the money. If you sign up for emails with Madam Glam, they'll send you different coupon codes and different sales that they're having, so you never have to pay full price, but I think at full price it was like $19.95 or something like that. I paid half price for mine, so $10 I think is more than fair. You do get 15 mLs in here, or 5 fluid ounces, if you're curious about how much you actually get. Again, check out the links down in the description box. If you guys have any questions, please leave those down below in the comments. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want notifications when I post new videos, go ahead and hit that notification bell. And as always, thank you guys for watching.